What's up, what's good, what's happening with the YouTube? I'm your host, I am Epic, and this is Media Circus Online, where we take headlines from around the world and try to make sense of the chaos within. And in today's video, we see a severe case of the lumps being spread by none other than the Miami Police Department, a notorious street gang that operates in Dade County of Miami, Florida. So let's jump right into this video and see what happens when the most feared gang in the city catches the ops slipping and gives the hands and feet combo package. Yeah, I have always said that the police is the biggest, most dangerous gang in any city, and the Miami Dade Police is no exception to the rule. I mean, when I first saw this video, I said to myself that there is no way that these county and city employees who took an oath to enforce the law at all times decided to not only break the law, but to also get themselves recorded, putting the Beats by Dre on this guy so badly that he needed medical attention. Now, how do these people get put into a position of power without so much as a mental health evaluation is beyond me, but that's exactly what's going on with police today. 24-year-old Delonta Crudup was being pursued by the MDPD for illegally parking his scooter. What made Delonta run for something as simple as a parking ticket is unknown, but it ended up being a very bad mistake for everyone involved. But this video says a lot about how the police have an above the law mentality and operated with impunity before camera phones were invented. They could have just said he resisted arrest and assaulted an officer, so they were justified in the use of force, case closed. Everybody would have believed them like they always did, but camera phones changed that. These clowns were throwing each other out the way trying to get a piece of the action. This bystander, who thought that he was just filming another textbook case of police brutality, found out the hard way that the police don't take too kindly to people filming their crimes, so they did what any street gang with any credibility would do in that same situation, and they stomped the daylights out of them as well. But don't shed too many tears for Delonta Crudup and the bystander Khalid Vaughn, age 28, because they will be compensated for this lapse in judgment by these officers with more money than they have ever seen before in their lives. Kind of wish I was there to take some of that kind ass whooping that they were paid to get, because cities nowadays are paying for the lapse in judgment by officers instead of firing everybody that's involved. Everybody that's involved means anybody who was there and didn't say anything, anybody who held down a victim while their cohorts took out whatever pent-up aggression that they were feeling that day. You know, maybe the wife didn't cook the tuna casserole up to specifications, so you know he came to work with a chip on his shoulder and decided to beat up the first person that they arrested that day. And Delonta and Khalid were up to bat when that ticket was given out. But these guys, everybody in the video, should be fired. Now, a lot of people out there would use this situation as an example to say defund the police, take away their funds. They would say we need to shut down police stations around the United States and just police ourselves. And you know what I would say to that? Shut your dumb ass up, because the police is the only thing between you and the wolves. Do you have any kind of idea of the chaos and lawlessness there would be without the boogeyman putting that fear into people? I don't care how much you hate them, the police are a necessary evil. Take my word for it that if they took away every officer off the street, crime would be out of control in no time, and it would only be a matter of time before the very same people who were calling for a defunding of the police to become victims themselves and start complaining and yelling about why isn't our government protecting us from this rise in crime. And let's not get started on the Black Lives Matter movement or any other black political rights group that is going today, because they are doing nothing for the people besides out there waving around picket signs talking about how much black people matter, but they're not doing anything outside of that to actually move us forward as a people. And the donation money that these people are collecting for the movement, it says, I think in 2021 they collected over 90 million just for the Black Lives Matter movement alone, but they cannot show where 1 cent of this money has went throughout the years. But if you look at their lives have changed since coming into prominence. You have group members living in mansions now, so with no clear indication of where the funds came from besides their gigs as political spokespersons for this group. So if you're sitting around waiting for some of that money to go towards stopping police from abusing black people like they are in this video, then you're wasting your time, because that's not what their purpose is. Their purpose is to get rich. It goes back to the Reverend Jesse Jackson always jumping in front of a camera every time some big scandal with African American of prominence comes to light. Al Sharpton is another one. Never done anything outside of get out there and march in the sun, but you don't see them putting their money where their mouth is. If anything, they're going to charge you for an appearance fee. But hey, in my opinion, the best thing that black people can do for themselves is to get in these positions of power so that they can change the system from the inside out. That's the only way you're going to stop this kind of behavior, brutality that's going on in not only police stations, but sheriffs. I'm pretty sure the FBI has some kind of system that makes black people within their organization feel lesser than their white counterparts. But until we start getting into these positions and in these groups as with numbers, I'm not talking about a token black person here, a token black person there. I'm talking about when you walk into this station or when you go through the city, you feel the black presence on the force, as well as the Latinos and the Caucasians, because that's the only way that you can actually get some change. But in our culture as black people, we look at being a police as something to be ashamed of, to be something that's negative. But like I said, that's the only way you can affect change. The only way you can affect change is from the inside out. That's another thing of mine, because I got a felony when I was 18. That's another way for them to exclude you from the process by giving you a felony. A felony is the worst thing you can have attached to your name in the United States or anywhere, because a lot of countries won't even let you in if you have a felony. But in the United States, with the felony on your record, it excludes you from a lot of jobs, a lot of organizations. Going to school for certain things, they won't even license you with felonies on your record. So as black men, black people, black women, they're trying to give us felonies early on when you're just turning 18, just turning 19, 20.